This is the Boston Celtics newsfeed on CLNS. Today is Friday, the 5th of May, 2017. This is Mike Walsh reporting for CLNS, the leading online provider of audio-visual coverage for the Boston Celtics. As the Celtics and their fan base work to shake off Thursday night's beating, many at CLNS would urge you to remember that the guys in green are still ahead 2-1 in this postseason series. Also a reminder that you can go to youtube.com/CLNSmedia to see all the post-game press conferences from last night's Game 3, as well as Josue Pavone and Nick Gelso hosting the Garden Report straight from the Verizon Center floor. Once again, all that and more can be found at youtube.com/CLNSmedia. Boston may want to look into starting a bit quicker in Game 4. In all three Eastern Conference semifinal games, the Celtics have dug themselves a deep hole in the first quarter. In front of a home crowd, it was manageable. Down in DC, however, with how fiery this matchup has become, an early deficit is a death knell. Boston got behind 39-17 after just one quarter Thursday and never led in a 116-89 smackdown at the hands of the Washington Wizards. Things broiled over in this one as techs were handed out like Tommy points. Both teams were issued 4 technical fouls each, with the Wizards picking up an additional flagrant. 3 players were ejected, including Wizards wing Kelly Oubre Jr., who lost his mind temporarily after a Kelly Olynyk physical pick knocked him down. Oubre Jr. got up and rushed the Celtics big man, bumping through a referee to knock Olynyk to the ground. Both players were issued Ts, but Oubre Jr. was sent packing for escalating the situation after just 5 minutes of action. Later in the game, both Terry Rozier and Brandon Jennings were tossed. Both head coaches, Brad Stevens and Scott Brooks, received technicals as well. Oubre Jr. joked off the incident after practice Friday, telling reporters, quote, "My financial advisor actually told me that the NFL called a couple times. I'm gonna laugh it up," end quote. When Oubre checked Olynyk, referee Monty McCutcheon was standing between the two and took the contact as well. There's been no word on a possible suspension as of Friday afternoon, but Game 4 of this series isn't until Sunday night. Continuing with the bizarre theme of this postseason series, Isaiah Thomas had more teeth trouble in this one. The star guard couldn't start the second half for Boston as his replaced tooth came out again and had to be reinserted for the third time in a week. There was a rumor floating around also that Thomas had suffered a fractured jaw in addition to his dental issues. However, as ESPN's Chris Forsberg reported, Brad Stevens said, quote, "I have not heard anything about that. If that was the case, then I know nothing about that. Obviously, he's got the tooth issue and it affected a couple other teeth in that row, but I've heard nothing about a fractured jaw. Obviously, that would be really concerning," end quote. In the wake of such a dramatic demolition, Celtics fans will be joyed to hear that Kevin Garnett's Area 21 segment will be hosting a 2008 championship reunion. KG has been hosting a bunch of former stars as part of his TNT duties this season, and the latest crew will include Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo, Kendrick Perkins, and Glenn Davis. The segment will run during Monday night's coverage of the Warriors-Jazz game at around 9 p.m. Noticeably absent from the outing will be Ray Allen, who is still in the group's bad graces after leaving to sign with the Miami Heat in the summer of 2012. In the other semifinal last night, the Golden State Warriors went up 2-0 on the Utah Jazz. The Celtics and Wizards are off until Sunday, but the NBA brings 2 other semifinal games this evening, with the Toronto Raptors down 0-2 at home against Cleveland at 7 p.m., and the Rockets back in Houston to host San Antonio, tied at 1. Both games will air tonight on ESPN. Celtics newsfeed is being powered by the SeatGeek ticketing app, the smartest and easiest way to buy and sell sports and concert tickets. Get a $20 rebate on your first purchase by downloading the free SeatGeek app to your phone. Go to the Settings tab and click Add a Promo Code. Enter the code CELTSNEWS, that's CELTS News, all one word, for a $20 rebate, and so SeatGeek knows who sent you. To stay up to speed on the 17-time world champions, follow CLNS on Twitter at CLNS Media, and be sure to subscribe to the Celtics newsfeed, both on iTunes and Stitcher, as well as the CLNS Media Network's mobile podcast app. This has been Mike Walsh for Celtics Newsfeed.